Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to part 3. If you haven't seen part 2 for this load development, check out the video up here and it will walk you through on how I've got to this point. Just a brief synopsis before I head out to the shooting range today. I found promising results at the 65 grain powder charge weight that I wanted to continue with the seating depth test for, and that is what these 5 rows of bullets up here for. So we're going to do a depth test in 10,000 increments, starting at 2.335, working down to 2.295. That's my base to ogive. And then we're going to, and for the guys that like case overall length, that's 2.940 on down to 2.900. Also, at that 2.950 mark, my original seating depth, I loaded up these 64.5 grain powder charge weights. They're here on the bottom, so we're just going to shoot these here at that one seating depth. See if I can find an accuracy node in between that 64 and the 65 grain powder charge weight. My previous video highlights on a little bit more in detail about what I've got going on there. So with that being said, let's go out to the range and see what we can figure out. Starting with the 64.5 grain powder charge, I put this on the cardboard that I had shot my previous groups on so you can see the relative size. But I will not be moving on with the seating depth test with this powder charge weight because I did not get good results. Moving on to the seating depth test for the 65 grain powder charge weight, I'll be shooting left to right. The left will be the shallowest seating depth and the right will be the deepest seating depth. All right, where everything fell apart was the seating depth with these bullets with the 65 grain powder charge. I was very disappointed, but it is what it is. So I didn't even shoot this last seating depth just because I was so frustrated with how these were shooting, and I felt no need that nothing was going to improve. So I'm gonna save those components for a different time, but. Anyway, everything was well over an inch, 1.3 up to 1.8 inches. This was a 1.8 inch group. And the extreme spread and standard deviations, like you saw on the screen, were trash. And these were so bad that I actually came home and I made sure all of my action screws were torqued and, my scope screws were all, torqued and everything was tight. So I confirmed that it wasn't my rifle and my suppressor was on just fine. So I kind of think that maybe that longer seating depth that I initially had, the 2.948 might be where these bullets kind of want to be, but unfortunately, I just didn't have really good extreme spread and center deviations with this powder and my primer combinations. Well, disappointing results, but it is what it is. So what does this mean for me? I'm going to pause load development with this powder and try my trusted old H4831 shortcut. It seems that my CCI primers love this powder. Like I get really good consistent burn with it. I get good extreme spread and standard deviations. And that's been across several other bullets that I've loaded for my rifle that I've had really good consistency with. So we're gonna take that variable, the powder variable, and substitute it with something that I know works well and just see if I can get something to work with these bullets. They kind of want to group out of my rifle, and I think we might be able to get something put together for that. So the next little mini series that will be coming up in the near future will be with load development with the H4831 shortcut and these Nosler ABLRs. If you guys like this content, feel free to subscribe and share the videos. It's cheap entertainment for you guys. All the stuff and the time is out of my own pocket, so I like bringing this content for you guys. So if this helps you guys out in any way with your journey on 6.8 Western, I'd appreciate a subscribe, and Thanks for following along, and we'll see you on the next one. Good night.